4 years ago, around this time, me, my twin brother, and three of my close friends went down to Cancun for a vacation. The last night on vacation, we went to a nice steakhouse. We went out afterwards. We're having a good time. Well, everybody was having a good time except for me. I was acting like I was having a good time, but I was completely depressed. And I was depressed because the next day, I have to hop on a plane, head back to Philadelphia, and work my dead-end sales job that I absolutely hated. And I remember the thought that crossed my mind often throughout that trip was, I wonder what it feels like to be on vacation with your buddies down in Cancun and completely in the moment, not thinking at all about your dead-end sales job. My brother and my three friends all had great jobs. They were very successful, had great careers going for them. They were making a lot of money. I was making a fraction of the money they were making, and I had absolutely nothing to show for it career-wise or success-wise. We got back to Philadelphia. I go into the office the next day, and I remember when I walked in, I have never felt so depressed in my entire life. Like, I'm going to sit at this cubicle for the next 8 to 9 hours and make 200 and 250 manual cold calls the entire day. That's all I'm going to do. And it got to the point that day where I just broke. I left the office, walked around outside, and I called my dad. And I said, "Hey, Dad, we need to talk. I need to talk to you and Mom. I'm not doing well. I need help." I went home that day, sat down at the dinner table, told my mom and dad all about the trip, and then my mom interrupted and said, "Matt, what's going on?" And I told her that the best part of my day was when I was going to sleep at night because I didn't have to think about my awful sales job, my lack of success in comparison to my friends. I didn't have to think about where my life was in comparison to my friends. And we talked more about it in a bit more detail. And I remember, I'm not an emotional guy, guys, but I was on the verge of crying. I think the last time I cried was actually when Tiger Woods was walking up the 18th green to win the Masters, his green jacket. I'm not emotional at all, but I was tearing up on the verge of crying. And that night, they gave me the phone number of a therapist, and I started seeing a therapist, and it really helped me within 2 sessions. But that night, my dad walked up to my room, and he said, "Hey, Matt, you don't have to be in sales because I'm in sales. Like, I know that's a big reason as to why you're doing this. You don't have to. You could be a mailman. You could be a firefighter. Being a Philadelphia firefighter was my dream job growing up. 3 of my uncles and my grandfather were all deputy chiefs in the Philadelphia Fire Department. I took the test twice and did quite well. Just didn't pursue it. Matt, maybe think about getting back into that." And to those that have been following the channel for a while now, my dad is my hero. Like, I do this because of my dad. He is 100% right on that. Because he had such a great sales career. Me, my twin brother, and my sister had great, easy lives growing up, and he set us up for success. So I was able to see firsthand what a great sales career can provide for a family, what it can provide for children. And that is my goal. That's why I do this. If I could become half as good as my dad, I know that my future kids will be set up for success and have a similar life and childhood to what I had growing up. But he's like, "Matt, you have complete permission. Do whatever you want. You don't have to do this just because I do it. Look into lots of different things. This might not be for you. I know you have the talent. I know you have the skill. You work hard. But maybe something else is better for you." And then I had a conversation with my mom that weekend. We're walking on the beach, and she said, "Matt, you need to stop comparing yourself to your dad. I know that's why you're doing this. I know that this is where the depression and your mental state, I know this is where it stems from. Stop comparing yourself to your dad. You are two completely different people on two completely different paths, maybe. Just stop." And I remember after that conversation with my mom and my dad, I started looking into different things. I started looking into being a mailman. I started looking into being a firefighter and things completely different than corporate sales life. And 2 weeks after that conversation, I got a job offer for the job that I have right now. The job that I've held the last 4 years as an account executive at one of the largest tech companies in the world. A very successful 4 years that's unfortunately coming to an end because my role is moving across the country to Austin, Texas. So I'm out in the market looking for my next role. If you're in that same position, check out the sales interview system link in the description. It's scripts, templates, a CRM, questions, answers, anything you would need to crush a tech sales interview all in one place. That sounds at all interesting. link in the description. But the job I have now that I'm about to lose, I did nothing special to get it. I lucked into it. And if you stick in this game long enough, you might be in a spot right now, guys, where you hate your sales job. You're not successful. You're not hitting quota. Maybe it's not you. If you're putting in all the work, you're working your ass off. You're reading sales books. You're paying for sales coaching. You're watching YouTube videos to get better. You're practicing. You're role-playing every single day, yet you're not successful. It's probably not you. It's probably the position you're in. And I was finally put into a spot where I actually could win, show my talent, and be successful, and close deals. Whereas I wasn't in my past roles. And that's on me, not on those companies. I was putting myself in a spot, each of those jobs, where I wasn't going to promote. I was only going to be an SDR. I was only going to cold call and prospect. There was no opportunity for me to run discovery calls, demos, POCs, close deals. That just wasn't in the cards. And that's on me not understanding what a good opportunity looks like. The biggest factor, I talked about this in the previous video, the biggest factor in our success in this game is understanding what a good opportunity looks like. Doing well in the interview process, getting the offer, and then crushing it. But you have to be in the right position to win. That's first and foremost. There's a lot of great companies out there. There's a lot of great sales organizations out there, but there's very few sales jobs out there that are really good with a sales coach who's going to coach you up and invest in you. They're not just a sales manager who's going to deliver reports all day. You're selling a must-have product, not a nice-to-have product, where the tenure of reps is great. There's not a lot of jobs like that out there, but there are jobs out there like that. And it's up to you and me to find them and get them so we actually can be successful. But I promise you, I was in a really dark spot, and my luck's going to turn, guys. I'm going to get, maybe my next job isn't all that great. Maybe it's not. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe my territory sucks. Maybe my manager's not great. He micromanages me. But I know if I stick it out and put in the work will take care of me. My luck will turn, and I will eventually get lucky again and put myself in a position where I could win. If you're depressed, if you're in a spot where you hate your job, you hate your life, go talk to a therapist. Within 2 sessions, I was back to normal. Maybe not back to normal, but I was back to a really, really good spot. I cannot recommend therapy enough. Thank you for watching this video, guys. I promise you, your luck will turn. Get really skilled at finding the right opportunities, and when you get that opportunity, do whatever you have to do to crush it. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you.